Alright, so hey guys, it's me again, your girl RaiA, back again with another video. Alright, so our topic for today guys is one of your most requested video, and that is how to increase your damage absorb. So I hope that you guys learn everything that you need to learn when it comes to increasing your damage absorb. So without further ado, let's get on with the video, shall we? Alright, so for today's video, as you guys can see, I'm going to be using my archer, which is on server 320, 21, 26, 28, 47, 48, 51, and I am in Infamous Guild. And as you guys can see, we will be focusing on everything that you guys need to know about damage absorb. Now, damage absorb, by the way, guys, is one of the most important things that you really need to increase in the game, because this will allow you to survive during team battles or also PvP. So this is the reason why every single time I go live stream, I always mention in the live stream how important the damage absorb is, because it really helps you a lot. It absorbs the extra damage that your enemies cast to you. So first thing, by the way, or first thing that can help you guys increase your damage absorb would be is to collect glorious titles. Now, a lot of you guys might start complaining and say, but glorious titles, RaiA, it's for the pay-to-play players, you know? These are for the players that actually pays to play in order for them to get it. Well, you guys are somewhat right and wrong on that part, to be honest, because one thing I like about MU is it actually allows the players to get some specific titles just by simply grinding or joining, or just by simply being active in some certain events. So as you guys can see, I have multiple titles that I have activated on my account. Most of them, maybe 3 of them, I probably bought it, but most of them actually came from events, because I'm a very active player when it comes to events in the game. So I always make sure that if there's a specific thing that I have to, I have to complete, then I make sure that I complete that on that specific time frame, because I want to get it. Now, not all of the titles, or not all of the glorious title actually have damage absorb. However, it does help you a lot with different stats like base stats and all that stuff. So glorious title, by the way, for pretty much the series that I'm doing for your internal stats, you guys will keep hearing me pushing you guys into getting some glorious titles for yourself, because it's a hidden stats. It's a hidden stats that can greatly increase your BP. That's number 1. And number 2, it has some stats that are not available in some of the items that you can upgrade or that you can increase as you play the game. So you really have to figure out a way into getting some of these titles. Now, I did miss out some event titles, as you guys can see. Do I regret that? Yes, but can I get it? No. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a comeback of some sort, so that at least I can get it in the future. So as like I mentioned earlier, to get glorious titles, you guys can wait for the paste pack. They have it available there, usually for $69.99. Now, I am not really a pay-to-play player, well, sorta, but this is not really something that I buy. Sometimes it's also available for $29.99. Now, this is the treasure odds, by the way. This is one of my favorite places into getting the titles, because on a daily basis, you're allowed to use 150 pink diamonds, and you guys can get some 3 pieces of keys, and you guys can roll there. You can get really good items. And as you guys can see, I have multiple extra titles that I don't really need, but I'm hiding just for novelty purposes, or maybe if I needed gold in the future, then, or maybe, maybe if they will allow us to exchange it for something, something else, then that's good, right? So let's move forward to the next step into increasing your damage absorb, and that will be on your master talent, specifically in the Sacred Sanctuary, the 3rd master skill in the middle. And as you guys can see, I've already maxed it, and it gave me 5.1 damage absorb. So this is very important, because of course, by simply leveling up and then adding your experience to your master talent, it allows you to get some specific stats that can greatly increase your character's inner stats. Now that is if you focus on those stats that you actually need. Some of you guys, if you want some damage, then you can go for the red or whatsoever. Now moving forward, as you guys can see, wings upgrade. I've already reached rank 12 and it's very pricey to increase it to max, so I just stopped there, and I'm planning to max out the infusion, because if you max it on both rank 12 for the wings and then the infusion, it can provide you up to 50% on each of them for the damage absorbed. So by maxing it to rank 12, it will instantly give you 100% damage absorbed. So that is a huge help into making your character a lot more durable. Now moving forward, as you guys can see, we're looking at the spirits. Now for the spirits, you guys can see it on the talent stats, but sadly with the spirits that I have, I don't really have damage absorb on the talent stats. But don't worry, because as you guys can see, pretty much it's not really such a big deal for me. You guys can see it also on some of the spirit relation. I don't really have it because I've already managed to increase it somewhere else, like on some of the things pretty much that I mentioned to you guys. So if it's just a, if it's just something that you badly need and you guys have the spirits for it, you can complete specific relations that can provide you guys damage absorb. But is it a necessity? Actually, no. So moving forward, I'm going to show you guys Heart of Spirit, and as you guys can see, I have the golden Heart of Spirit here for the damage absorb, and this will provide you 15% if you reach level 100. So as you guys can see, I'm more into my durability, so that's the reason why you would see that these are the things that I normally focus on. So moving forward, I'm going to show you guys these skins. Wait, let me just upgrade something real quick. There you go. Ta-da! Skins. So as you guys can see, when it comes to the skin, you can activate one main skin that will provide you 100% of the stats that it has, and then you can also activate 10 sub skins that can provide you 5% of whatever stats that it has. So as you guys can see, I have here the Evil Dragon, which provides me an additional 5% damage absorb, and just like what I mentioned, 100% for the main skin, and then 5% for the sub skin. Now 5% might be quite low. This is something that we kind of already petitioned, but we haven't really received any response from them. But for now, that is still a good amount to add up to your stat. It's still a big help. So moving forward, let's go to Awakening. Awakening, guys, as you guys can see, every single time you phase up, it will increase your max HP as well as your attack. But every single time you rank it up, it will provide you damage absorb and damage reduction, which is very helpful when it comes to increasing the stats of your character. So that's very important, guys. This is something that you might want to invest on, because this will be helpful for both your damage absorb as well as your damage reduction, which is a big help during team fights. So moving forward, let's go to Glyph, and with Glyph specifically, let's go to Refine. So just by simply completing the red Glyph set, you can get an instant fix attribute, which is a 5% damage absorb. Now of course, this is fixed. When it says fix, it means that you cannot change it even if you have a million goddess of curse. So moving forward, let's go to accessories. As you guys can see on the accessories, on the bonus stats of my accessories, this is something that I kind of focus on. You guys would see it on 2 of my accessories that I have good amount of damage absorb, but for the rest, I kind of worked on the excellency bonus. I kind of worked on the damage penetration, because those are very important. Those are quite low for me, so if I can get a much better stats in the future, then I might replace it. Now another thing, as you guys can see, as for completing a combo for your accessories, you may also get damage absorbed from that. But of course, again, that will depend on the accessories that you are trying to complete, or whatever that you have available, or whatever that you loot. But if you're rich and you can complete whatever, then go for it. Go for a better damage absorb. Okay, because you have the money, then go for it. Now next is of course the skin. Now I'm not gonna show you each and every skin that I own. I'm just gonna show you the Horcrux one. So As you guys can see, there are some skins that can provide you good amount of damage absorb as part of its Bane stats. You guys can see that right over here. And at the same time, if you enchant your skins, you may have a chance to also get damage absorbed from that. But do not expect that you'll be getting a huge amount for the damage absorb. At least whatever amount that you can get, then you can get. Now, if you're not completely satisfied with the enchant stats and then you have an extra skin, you may enchant that skin and then compare the stats. That's what a lot of the other players are actually doing. But for me, since I'm not really that rich, then I'll just stick with what I have. And if I get lucky and I loot the same thing, then I might replace it in the future. But for now, stick with what you have. Don't be too greedy. So moving forward, last but not the least, pretty much, we're gonna look at the gears. So as you guys can see, for the excellency stats for my quiver, you guys can see I have 6% damage absorb, which is really helpful for me during battles. And by completing the rank 7 Archangel set, I did get 30% from it. And if I can manage to increase it to rank 9 set, I can also get an additional 20% damage absorb. So that's an instant 50% damage absorb just from the weapons only, or just from the set only, plus the 6% that I also have from the excellency stats of the quiver. And this is actually the biggest difference between a sword, a dual sword user and a sword and a shield user. And lastly, the badges. As you guys can see, one of the badge, which is the defense badge, it also provides you 6% excellency bonus. Sorry, 6% damage absorb, and then the rest, you guys, as you guys can see, the badge actually focuses on the penetration. So pretty much, I guess I've covered everything that you guys need to know when it comes to increasing your damage absorb. So please keep that in mind. These are all the places where you can increase the damage absorb that you have, and this is how a lot of players manage to increase that. And that is it pretty much for my video. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your love and support. And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to leave them on the comment box down below. Again, I really appreciate your time and patience, and see you guys again in my next video. Peace out. XOXO. RaiA.